Hello and welcome to this video. This is the beginning of a new playlist on Postgres. We will learn SQL with the Postgres. It is called PostgreSQL or Postgres as a shorthand. As you can see that it is the world's most advanced open source relational database. In terms of SQL databases, I think Oracle has more features than Postgres, but Postgres is free because it is open source. The other popular database which is compatible with Postgres is CockroachDB. It's a distributed database. So if you learn Postgres, you effectively learn almost 90% of CockroachDB as well. The question is why I have chosen PostgreSQL to teach SQL is because PostgreSQL is open source. We don't need to purchase a license. We can host it locally. It is very solid, very stable. And so we will get started with this. As you can see, PostgreSQL 17 has been released. So the question is what we will learn in this and why we should learn PostgreSQL. Postgres is used at many companies. Big companies like Instagram or Discuss started with PostgreSQL as their primary database. If you are doing web development, then rest assured that at some point of time you will encounter PostgreSQL. If you are a data scientist or AI engineer, then also you need to know PostgreSQL because it is quite simple. It is quite probable that you will encounter PostgreSQL. Now, the CockroachDB I was talking about is this. It is WAR compatible with PostgreSQL. So Postgres driver work with it, and most ORMs work with both of them. Both of these. Cockroach also provides its own ORM, but the community edition of Cockroach Labs restricts some features. There are some enterprise features for which you have to pay, but we will focus on PostgreSQL. And it does not matter that you have to use CockroachDB, because with Citus data you can convert Postgres into distributed Postgres, and if I remember it right, it is now owned by Microsoft. So you can rest assured that it is not going anywhere. So it basically improves a lot of things if you use with Postgres. But first we will learn Postgres. Postgres comes with extensive documentation. This is version 16.3. Probably I will download the version 17th version. So the documentation is arranged in 7 parts, but we will focus on the second and third: server administration, SQL language, server administration, and we will go through triggers, event triggers, rule system, and PL/PG/SQL, and possibly PL Python. We will not cover PL/TCL or PL Perl. So this is what I'm going to cover in this series of videos. Now, what you need to go through this series is a Postgres installation. I will recommend that you install Docker. So Docker is available on almost all Linux platforms. So go to Docker homepage, or on Ubuntu, you can probably simply install like apt install Docker. This will work. On Fedora, it should be dnf install Docker. And on Manjaro and Arch, it would be command install Docker. So this will install Docker. After installing Docker, what you should do is you should go to etc group, and at the bottom or somewhere there will be Docker line. You add your user to Docker group. Once you do this, you log out and log in, and you should be able to use the Docker command without sudo. Now, why Docker is needed is because, for example, you saw version 17 is there. Now I want to use version 17. I don't want to use the older version of what comes with the distribution. So the way to get the images, you say Docker pull Postgres. So it uses the default tag latest and it will pull in a bit. So we wait for it to pull the Postgres. It should be complete in a bit. We have, this is the last one anyway. So we have the pull complete. Now what we will do is, what we should do is we should create a volume of Docker so that we can mount a directory of host to the Docker. The reason is if the container is destroyed, the data should not be lost. Okay. So we will create a volume, Docker volume create, Postgres data. So this is created a volume. Now there's a big command here. Right. Anyway, it is there. So we have executed that command actually. So now we need to create a directory here for Postgres. So this is what we will create, and we will need root privilege for that. And then we say mkdir -p. So this directory will be created. This is wrong command. Oops. So this is sudo mkdir -p. Wrong command again. So we run this, and then we can do Docker. Sorry, Docker, and we have this. Now I will explain what it does. So Postgres is the image name. A Postgres container is the container name. Password is some password. We can change it to something simple. For local deployments, it does not matter. But for production, your password should be complicated and not easily guessable. So this Postgres password will be of the Postgres user. -d means demonize, and -p means it will import 5432. And we run this, and our container is up. So we can say that Docker ps -a. You'll see Docker is Postgres is running. Okay. And then if we want to see the image, we can say Docker images. We have latest image here. Now, if you want, you can get inside this Docker. You can execute Docker minus Docker exec minus IT. The name would be, you can use container ID, and we can say bin bash. I'm not sure if bash would be available. Yes, it is available. We can simply say here su minus Postgres, su minus Postgres, and we say PSQL, and we have the Postgres prompt. So this is version 17, as we said. So we have Postgres up and running, and we can play with it now. The other thing you need for this is a better interface than the command line. So I'll recommend pgadmin. So what you can do is you can do apt search pgadmin or dnf search pgadmin or command search pgadmin, and there should be pgadmin 4. So I have that installed here, pgadmin 4. So what we can do is we can connect to this. I'll show you how to connect. let it launch. Okay. So we have servers. We register a server and we give it local host, and connect now is enabled, and connections we can say host name is localhost. Okay. Username Postgres. For now, we will connect as Postgres. Our password was ABCD, and we say save, and then we are connected. If we look at databases, we have one database Postgres, and then we can start executing SQL queries here. So pgadmin is also free, and it's decent. It's not the best, but it's decent. Optionally, you can use something like dbviewer or some other data grip or something. So I will not go into that. You can create an SQL connection from here also. So for Visual Studio Code, you need this. So for example, we can say localhost and connect using server input, localhost. Database is by default, we will use Postgres database, username Postgres, and user password is custom 10. We can save in plain text, ABCD, and we say save connection, and we say connect now, and we are connected. So we can run something like \l. So we can run this. Okay. So run on active connection. This should be working. That's it. Okay. Anyway, so this is giving error. Anyway, it should not give an error. It's a valid command. So we'll go into commands tomorrow. But for now, if you are excited to learn this, I can show you what it means. If we do \l, we get the number of names of databases. And if we say \dt, then there are no tables. Tables are called relations. So if you want to learn about databases, the first book I will recommend is by Edgar Ford called Relational Database Management System. The second book I will recommend is the Database Systems or something like that by Ullman. The third book is Database System and Concepts by Sudarshan Koth. So you can read those books and you will have a solid understanding of how databases work. But that is the theoretical part of it. For practical, you can just follow this series of videos and keep updated on Postgres. So I think I'll end this video here. In the next video, we will start creating databases, tables, and so on. And yeah, so I will end this video here. Thanks a lot for watching and speaking. Happy programming.